You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
Hey, it's Kim Komando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to komando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. So, did you ever have a nightmare?
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so what's a recent nightmare?
A classic for me is I can't find anyone I care about. They're all missing. Everyone's gone.
This one's bad. My daughter was kidnapped.
No.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I don't really have nightmares. Everything's...
We just really opened up.
Just start with that. Instead of asking us and getting
Sucks
all
for you
dark,
too.
just say, I'm not someone who has nightmares, and then continue with whatever's next.
Well, the reason why I'm bringing it up is that now it turns out that people are having social media nightmares.
Oh,
What's that?
A social media nightmare. Like they're having feelings of helplessness. And a nightmare is that they try to log in to TikTok and they can't.
Oh, my gosh.
That's a real problem.
And their Facebook account gets hacked and deleted.
But you don't have those because you don't have any nightmares.
I don't have any nightmares. Well, I do have a nightmare. I did have one.
Which one was it? Here comes a joke.
I was on my boat.
Uh-huh.
And the boat was sinking.
Right. Oh, no, that's horrible.
That's bad.
And it just kept going down and down, down and down. And the water was orange and orange.
Orange?
It kept getting more orange and more orange and more orange. And then I realized it was just a fantasy.
Told you. Totally called it. I could see it in her eyes.
Hey, that was a good one.
I liked it. If I wouldn't have ruined it, it would have been much better.
Yes. Why do you need to do that?
We can edit it out and post.
You
It's
you
fine.
always have to do that. It's like, when we were growing up, it was always like, whoa, Kim doesn't do this. Kim doesn't do that. Same thing.
Same thing. I'm
Stop.
sorry. I apologize.
Stop.
I'll never do it again in the next 10 minutes.
Exactly. So what do you sleep in?
What do I sleep in? Boxers. That's it.
What do you sleep in?
T-shirt, underwear.
T-shirt and underwear?
Is it a special bedtime T-shirt?
Big T-shirts.
So, but you have
Are my jam.
a set of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You?
Well, I've decided that I wanted to see if Kim Kardashian's Skims were really everything that they're all cracked up to be.
You got to fill me in here. I don't know what a skim is.
Skim is that's Kim Kardashian's brand.
Okay.
Like her underwear, bra.
It started with a lot of makes your waist look tiny, makes your belt look big kind of stuff that you wear underclothes.
But now it's a full line of stuff.
So I decided, I want to see what all the hype was about.
Mm-hmm.
So I went over to Skims and I bought some pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they are super cute.
I have a pair of very cute Skims.
They are. They're very cute. So I go to bed in Skims.
Right.
And when I wake up, I'm naked.
What happened?
Because it's like I'm cold, I'm hot, and
You literally wake up.
Most people use the blanket for the cold and the hot.
That's why you don't have nightmares. You never reach REM. You're too busy getting dressed.
Well, that's because my husband likes to have a sheet, a blanket, and a comforter.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like a nightmare.
That's horrendous.
Okay.
I don't even use a top sheet.
Okay, and wait, he puts a weighted blanket on himself.
On top of those three things?
Okay, and then between us is a 95-pound golden retriever.
That's a lot of body heat and blanket heat you're
That's
dealing
a lot
with.
of stuff.
So it's like, I'm like, so it's like the air conditioning is really down. Okay.
You
Then
tried.
I did.
But you have to get rid of it.
It is. So at some point, I'm like, whatever. This is just the way it is. And then, we live in a glass house. Mm-hmm. So then I get up.
Don't throw stones.
I get up and I'm like, oh, hi. How are you? Nice to see you.
Good morning to ya.
It happened to me this morning because they were all on the scaffolding, fixing some of these
And
things.
you're just standing there naked?
And I got up. I'm like, oh, hi, how are you? Okay, and then when I'm leaving, so I take a shower, get ready, go to work, and the construction guys are at the driveway, and they're like 4 guys in a row staring at me.
Bye, Kim. I love you so much.
And one of the guys looks at me and goes, drive safe.
We don't want to miss the show tomorrow, if you know what I mean.
And on that happy note, welcome. I'm Kim Komando, your beloved digital goddess, here with you once again. This is called Kim Komando Today. Funny how that works. It's your podcast Monday, Wednesday, Friday. where we talk about all things digital. Now, this is not the show. A lot of people ask me that.
Tons.
3 today.
Okay. And the show is more like caller-driven, newsy-driven. And Kim Komando Today is just this fun podcast where it's not just me. It's, he's here too, Andrew Babinski.
Hi.
You could say something better than just hi.
I have an announcement.
What is it?
Whoa.
This show is making history.
What?
This podcast, Kim Komando Today,
Is it really?
is the number 3 tech podcast in Rwanda. Number 3
Wow, that's amazing. I'm so glad to be number 3.
in Rwanda.
We don't need to say that part. Okay.
Number 24.
I think legally we have to.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're the number 24 podcast overall in Rwanda. Can you believe
okay.
that?
Why are we so big in Rwanda?
I have no idea.
I love this.
It's great.
Let's try to find some of our Rwandan listeners and friends.
We're
should.
not doing great on this continent. Let's find another one to conquer.
We need to go. We just need to go. All right. And of course, we have our amazing content queen, and you are amazing.
Thank you.
Ali Seligman. Ali, what do you have for us today?
We're talking about reading. My favorite way to get free books. I'm on a big reading tear. Summer is like my reading season.
Well, it's too hot to do anything else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how many books will you read this summer?
Oh, I usually go through about 1 a week or more.
Wow. Are they big books?
Yeah.
I don't even read a
They're
pamphlet
chapter
a week.
books, Kim.
I mean, every time I see a book, I think of like Harry Potter. I'm like, oh no.
That is intimidating.
That is just not happening in my world.
Harry's going to be dead before I finish reading that thing.
Exactly. You know, Ian bring home these books, and when he was a kid, and he's like, "You want to read?" I'm like, "No,
Not for me, thanks.
no."
I'll do green eggs and ham.
Exactly.
You tackle those big ones on
Actually, you
your
know
own.
what? It was cute. Is that he would read in bed with Barry.
No.
So that'd be-
Barry?
Yes.
That is cute.
Yeah,
That
it
is
was.
cute.
It was cute. All right, don't forget to like, comment, share,
Yes.
especially if you're in Rwanda. We
Yeah.
appreciate
Well,
that.
they're already doing it.
That's
Good job, Rwanda.
And just weeks left to win the iPhone 15, a $799 value.
Good
Would you
phone.
ship it to Rwanda if someone won from there?
I think you have to be in the United States,
Oh, darn.
something like that.
Dang.
But I'm sure there's something we could do with Rwanda.
Absolutely.
You know, can you find Rwanda on a map
Like,
now?
just dead? Like, I guess where it is?
No, I mean, you know it's in Africa.
I learned that about 8 minutes ago.
Another product of our public high school.
Geography is my worst.
It is. All right, let's get started with the top 5 things you need to know about tech. It's happening right now. And Tiffany Banks is a nurse living in Kentucky. And she was super excited because she booked the presidential suite for her husband and her 4 kids on her Carnival cruise line.
Nice.
Beautiful.
$15,000. Okay, plus airfare to
Yeah.
and from Miami.
Oh my gosh.
So she's getting ready just 2 days away from her trip this past week. And she gets a notice from Carnival Cruise that says, your cancellation has been accepted. She's like, what cancellation? I mean, I didn't cancel the trip. And they're like, you canceled. We have it right here that you canceled. She said, I didn't cancel. And then she said, you know what? I want that presidential suite. And they said, we're sorry, somebody already booked it. So we can't give it to you. And she said, can I get on a standby list? And they said, well, you can. And she's like, but still, I did not cancel this, so you owe me. And they said, well, we can give you a couple of suites on the bottom level of the cruise. I mean, underneath the waterline.
Mhm.
Okay, bad rooms.
Okay.
She's like, no, I want the presidential suite. And I said, yeah, but you canceled. She's like, no, I didn't cancel. Here's what happened. She was on Facebook and she took a picture of herself holding the tickets to the
Oh,
Carnival
my
Cruise,
Dumb.
holding the book, showing the booking number.
Mhm.
Somebody created an account, used her booking number, canceled her reservation.
Just to be mean? Just to be a troll?
Yes.
So she didn't lose out any money. They refunded her money, I'm
They're
guessing.
giving her a credit.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So she's got 15 grand.
And her whole vacation that they had probably taken off time for.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
the family ended up going to Miami
Oh, did they?
just to see if they could get on this boat somehow.
Right.
On,
Did they?
No. They found an Airbnb close by.
So it was just an internet troll.
Exactly.
I
No
mean,
one who has
or
anything
someone that's-
personal to gain.
It could have been
She's-
her friend who didn't like her.
Yeah, she
her
says
friend.
Troll.
she says that she doesn't know. So now Carnival says, "Well, we're going to try to track it by the IP number. Or
Right.
maybe we can
They're
do
not
that."
going
They're
to.
never going to.
No, you know what? But so bottom line here, PSA: do not take those photos.
Or at least take those photos after you're on the boat.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Although you should probably wait until you get home because otherwise it's like, hey, come rob me.
Yeah, that's true too.
And Tiffany's a nurse. I wonder how she's doing with HIPAA. Just saying. All right.
Fun one today.
Yes. The NSA, National Security Agency, big dogs, they have a major alert out this past week about zero-click exploits. Basically what that means is that you could get something on your phone. You don't need to do anything. And then it takes over your phone. You get malware. Everything just whatever.
These are so scary.
How do you avoid it?
Yeah.
You turn your phone on and off once a week.
No kidding.
Oh, that's easy.
You could do that once
I'll
a
do
week.
it right now. We're not doing anything, right?
Don't do it now.
All right.
You're busy.
You might
Fine.
need that to text.
I have never bought anything from Shein. Have you?
I don't even know what that is.
No.
I would explain Shein to you.
It's one of those cheapy. It's kind of like Temu. It's like
Oh.
a fast fashion
So it's
Chinese.
Temu for only clothes?
Yes, they are the
Yes.
world's largest online fashion retailer.
Okay.
Shein is.
It's not quality.
Things are so cheap. You can get like, a t-shirt for a couple bucks.
Yeah,
You can
Okay.
$2
get-
shirts.
Yeah.
I saw like a pair of jeans for $3.50.
Oh my gosh.
How did you not scoop them up?
I saw a wedding dress for $20.
Budget wedding.
Nothing says quality,
No.
and this marriage is going to last with a
Let's
$20
be fair, though. You only
dress.
need it for one night. I
You
mean, you're
know.
never going to wear it again.
That's true. If it doesn't hold up, it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have a wedding dress.
You didn't have a wedding dress?
No, and a girlfriend of mine, Lisa, she's like we went a couple of places to find a wedding dress, and like I'm like a week before I'm getting married. She's like, she's like, you don't have a dress. I'm like, I just don't have time.
What'd you wear to the wedding?
Well, Lisa was marrying somebody who's very wealthy, and she had a private fitting with Vera Wang. She flew to Dallas. Vera Wang made her this beautiful dress, and so Lisa says, "You know what? I'll be right back." I mean, literally, like this is like a Saturday, Sunday. And I'm leaving for Hawaii like on Wednesday.
Okay.
So she goes over and she comes back to my house with like this box. And it's her wedding dress, all like hermetically sealed. She's like, you know what? Try it on. So I put it on. This thing just fits me like a glove. I mean, just.
She hadn't worn it yet?
Oh, no, she did. She wore it.
Oh,
But
okay.
she was saying,
Okay.
Okay. And then she pulls out her shoes. And I'm like, Lisa, your shoes. She's like, just put the shoes on. So I put the shoes on. She said, I just want to see how the dress works. Okay. I, at that time, was wearing like a size 8.
Yeah.
Because when you get pregnant, your feet grow. It's like a whole bad thing. And so and these shoes were a 7. So she's like, oh, you'll break them, but that's okay. So then she gives me like her little purse.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
So I put on this like probably $70,000 wedding dress.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get home and she had like a special cleaner, like a French cleaners that she wanted me to take this dress to. So I take it over there. And it was like to dry clean this dress. It was like, I don't know. It was like $500-$600.
Wow.
I mean, yeah. And then she wanted it like back into that box, and that was like another $200.
Yeah.
But I figured, you know what? I rented the dress.
Yeah.
So my mother and I are sitting around like probably like 6 months after this, and Mom says to me, that was such a beautiful dress on you. She said, you could have that dress, you could dye that black, and you could wear it like to an evening,
Yeah.
gala or something like that. She said, or, keep it white, and, maybe Danielle, my niece, she said, maybe she might want to wear it. So you should call Lisa up. I call Lisa up, and I said, Lisa, you know what? I'll buy that dress from you. How much do you want for that dress? She goes, holy crap. She said, you want to buy the dress?
But it was her wedding dress, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Kim liked it more.
Yeah, but I figured,
and she's the one who's hermetically sealing it.
yes, right. So she said, I just dropped it off at the consignment store. I said, you did? And she said, yes. She said it's. She told me where it was on Camelback and 20th Street.
Did you go buy it?
So I'm like, holy crap! So I go, jump in my car, and I go to the consignment store. And I said, okay, so Lisa gave her last name. Just dropped off her wedding dress like 3 days ago, and I want to buy it. Just buy it from you. And one was like, we just sold it.
Oh, man.
I said, how much did you get? She said, $125.
And Lisa only got half of that.
So there was some woman in Phoenix who got married in a $70,000 custom.
No, she
Vera
wears
Wang.
that thing everywhere. She wears it to Denny's.
She dyed
wears
it black, and now she wears it
Chick-fil-A.
to events. I kind of love how many people got married in this beautiful dress.
That
though.
is cool.
That is true.
nice.
That is true. And,
Yeah.
it didn't, all it had on the inside was a tag that just said custom designed Vera Wang.
Oh,
Well, that's all you need.
Okay, but you don't know that it was actually like Vera Wang designed this dress.
Right. It could
Yeah,
have been
that
someone
could
who
be a
worked
fakie.
for her or fake. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
All right, moving on. Oh, the reason why Shein. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Had a blonde moment there.
We're getting back on the freeway, everybody. We took a little exit.
Now, here's the
and we're
thing
getting
about
right
a
back
blonde
on.
moment. Okay, if you're a blonde, you can say that.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Fair.
if you're not a blonde, you
That's
can't
cruel.
tell. That's awful. All right, Shein apparently is loaded with toxic chemicals. The
clothing?
Yes. Links to cancer, autism, infertility.
ooh.
It's being sold on Amazon under different names, too. Some of this gear and clothing has 400 times the safe levels
Oh my gosh.
of toxins and chemicals.
How are we letting it being sold in America?
All right, so here's
Oh,
how you
good
check.
point.
Here's how you check your clothes. I thought this was interesting. You drop a bead of water on the fabric. If
Okay.
it stays beaded up, rolls around, leaves no residue, you have a problem.
Okay, because it should soak right in.
It should soak right in. So return it or trash it. Drones. Next time you call, what are you trying your Shein clothes?
Just checking if my pants were safe. Hold on.
Okay, you know what?
Good to go.
He's good.
Soak
You know
right
what?
in.
That was totally bogus. You peed yourself, and you didn't want anybody to know.
Nice cover up, right?
Okay, so drones. You call 911 instead of having a cop show up your front door. Drone's coming, and then the drone will say to you, "Hi, what's going on?"
hmm
And so that's happening now in New York and in Denver.
Are they just talking to him through a microphone and
Yes.
speaker system?
In
Yeah.
what kind of situations? I imagine it can't be for everything, right?
Well, I mean, think about this. Maybe it's, maybe it's even somebody just got robbed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they take the report.
Cat in a tree.
Sure. Okay.
I don't know. Why do people go to your house, Andrew?
Do you mean the police?
Yeah.
Usually theft, mass drug sales, human trafficking. You know, the normal stuff.
Just a normal
Okay,
suburban
and-
dad.
Yeah.
And finally, it's a scam. It's been around for a long time. And we just got a note from somebody that said, "Hey, I was about ready to fall for this."
I
and
saw that.
yeah, I thought that was so cool.
I did too.
And then he read it in the newsletter and said, "Hey, I knew better."
What happened?
You get a notification that says, "I want to give you a free piano."
Mm,
Thanks.
And
Yeah.
you're like, "I would love a piano." I mean, I have 2 kids. They should learn how to play the piano.
And they're expensive.
Right.
So free
So you
is
get
the
a
best
free
price.
And the reason why it's free is because they're moving.
Mm-hmm.
They can't take the piano with them to Rwanda.
Right.
Okay. So so they say, you just have to pay shipping, and then you want to pay, and then you're talking to the movers. Anyway, so the bottom line, somebody's offering you a free piano. Just don't fall for it.
I've actually heard of this scam for years now.
I know.
I mean, they haven't given up on this.
No,
But it must be working.
because it still works.
Yeah.
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 It's a definite treble maker.
See, I didn't point that one out. Wasn't a winner.
You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Lips and Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Lips and Ads. Go to lipsandads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
Hey, it's Kim Komando today. We are so glad that you're with us. Everybody give a little heart. Oh, we love you. We do. Make sure that you tell at least one person about Kim Komando today, because after all, we need to have more viewers. We need to have
Yes.
more listeners. And so if you notice, I said viewers. So if you're listening to the podcast version, that's amazing. But to get the full multimedia experience,
Ooh.
I mean, you can see how, I fixed my hair today.
Mhm.
Yep.
I
It
haven't-
looks great today.
Thank you. Having a good hair day. It's because I washed it.
Oh,
Looks
that-
good.
I washed it yesterday.
You don't wash your hair every day?
No.
Every day.
Are you kidding?
This idiot.
Just joking.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
probably Heather washes her hair every day.
Do you ever use the glazing right over that?
Jennifer, good to
Do you
see you.
use the dry shampoo? You ever use that? I learned about that recently.
Yeah, they use that.
I didn't know that was the thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
why would you even know that you're bald?
But I have women in my life.
He powders his
and
head when it
they
gets
were like,
shiny.
"Oh, I gotta stop and get some dry shampoo." And I'm like, "Oh, that's a good one." And they're like, "No, it's a real thing." And they
I have.
explained
It's
it
a
to
real
me.
thing. Yeah.
I ain't never heard of it.
It just sucks up the oil.
Yeah. I learned about it. Do you use that in your
No.
non-wash days?
No, I wash my hair probably every 2 or 3 days. How about you, Al?
3, maybe 4 if I'm really pushing it.
Yeah.
Wow. I
Yeah.
thought it was more often than that.
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
It's
Where-
not good for your hair.
No.
Also,
I
we
wash it
pay
every
good
day.
money for this color, and
You don't want it to
Yeah.
drip out?
I'm a natural.
Now that's a good joke.
All right. What's going on, Andrew?
So there's this story about content ID with YouTube. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
If you don't, basically YouTube came up with this system of bots that if it hears music or something from a television show,
So annoying.
something that someone's copywritten, they will mark it. And then if your video is creating revenue, they will share that revenue with the person that owns the copyright.
It's actually pretty ingenious.
Well, wait.
if it
Wait.
works.
Well, okay, when it works. Okay,
In concept.
Yes. Great concept.
So there was a streamer. His name's Albino. And he goes and opens he's very
Is
popular.
that 2 words like albino?
No,
Or
it's one word. He does.
No, I'm sitting there. I'm saying like capital ALBINO.
Allison Bino.
Yes.
He streams video games, and he goes onto his YouTube studio, opens it up, and he sees that he's got a violation. And then his last stream, which was like 6.5 hours
Whoa.
of streaming some Rainbow Six Vegas video game, that at the 51-minute mark, he played a piece of copywritten material, and that part of his revenue from the stream will be given to the creator.
Okay.
So he's like, what is this? I didn't play any music. It was the whole time. It was just background noise. So he clicks on the 51-minute mark. He's listening for music, trying to find it. And the only thing he hears is his Samsung washing machine playing the little jingle at the end of the cycle when his underwear
when
was
it goes,
clean.
when it goes like ding,
Yeah, ding, ding, ding. We can't do it. We don't want to get
No.
hijacked.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh my gosh, Samsung is actually collecting money from the copyright of their washing machine. This is ridiculous. Wasn't Samsung.
no.
Couldn't be Samsung. The song they used was composed in 1813 and is in the public domain.
Oh gosh.
Nobody can own the copyright to that song.
And yet.
Exactly. Except for a guy named Oduego.
Wake up.
Yes.
Wait, we're talking about. I mean, think about this. I never thought I would have like albino and Alduego
Dueling on the internet.
Yes, exactly.
So Alduego released an album called Galaxies, The Abominable Galaxies.
Great.
And on that album is a song called Done, which is what he got hit for with the copyright. You go and look up Done by Alduego on Abominable Galaxies, and it is just a 30-second loop of the Samsung washing machine song
No way.
playing on YouTube that he put Content ID on and owns the copyright to.
Oh, what a troll.
So-
That's some copyright trolling right
He
there.
did get paid. He got paid by YouTube.
How
Part
much
of
do you
the
think he
revenue.
got?
A couple bucks. It's not a lot. And because the stream didn't make that much.
Yeah.
It was a smaller stream for him, for Albino. And then when you looked into, sorry, that's their name.
I know. I
can
know.
call him
but it's
Pete
just-
if you want.
No.
But it's just bizarre. You know.
Exactly. So you look into it. He's been doing this for 9 years. Alduego has been taking money for a copyright of a song that he doesn't own because you can't copyright it because it's from a washing machine that was composed in 1813.
I wonder if this guy makes enough money. Okay, if he does this one scheme, he might be a schemer, right? Like he's got other.
He might be a schemer.
Well, no, he's
the
a
full album
professional
of these.
scheme-
Yes,
Yeah.
he's got multiple things that he puts up on
How
YouTube.
come we never think of anything?
Because we're
'Cause this is
honest
gross, Kim.
people.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gross.
Because YouTube, all it is a bot, listens for something that it recognizes it's registered with the Content ID, finds it, takes the revenue, shoots a portion over. They brag of the billions of dollars that they are getting from this Content ID that is going to scammers.
We should try to get Odwego on the show.
Yeah, we
I'd
should.
love to give him a talking to.
He's not alone, though. Albino went to one of his other feeds, found another infraction that he had missed before. This guy named Fabrino.
What are these names?
Because he was playing a Nintendo video game, Metroid 2, on one of his live streams, and he was letting the theme of the video game play in
Yeah.
the background. Obviously, that's owned by Nintendo.
For sure.
Sure.
But obviously, Nintendo allows that to be shared because they want their video games to be
Right.
streamed. It's all part of the gaming community. Well, Fabrigo copywrote that song that he stole from Nintendo years ago and has been doing the same exact thing. So of this $9 billion that YouTube says they're handing to the original content creators, how much of this is actually going to scammers? It's got to be a huge chunk.
You know what? It has to be, don't you think?
They wouldn't do the effort. They wouldn't put through the effort if it wasn't profitable.
Yeah, if they weren't making money at it.
Mhm.
Yes.
And Oduego's got albums, multiple albums of just noises that he's copywriting that hopefully are going to play in the background of a video and that he gets money from.
Okay, who do you think he really is? I mean, what does he look like?
Oduego?
Yes, Oduego.
I would think he's, I don't know, German.
I was going to say he sounds
Russian?
like an Italian.
It's not his real name.
I know it's not, but we have to.
When you said
Thank
that, you
you
looked
so
at her
much.
like you're such an idiot.
Well, you're basing his looks
Stupid
on
blonde.
Oduego. Yeah, he's probably Italian. He's in one of those boats, and he's going up and drinking cappuccino.
He has a
No,
mustache.
It's some nerd in a basement in the middle of nowhere, just stealing money from people.
Yeah, I think it's some like
It's some
loser guy.
20-something
Yes.
Yeah.
that, well, probably in his 30s now because he's been doing
He's
it
been
for
doing
a
this for a long
decade.
time, yeah.
And he's just finding sounds, ambient sounds, that he can trick the YouTube algorithm into thinking it's his copyright.
So after we're done with the podcast, should we record some sounds? And
We should. What kind of sounds could we do?
Yeah, where could we steal from? Oh, there it is.
there it is.
What was
Anytime
it?
there's a hawk. We need to
Bird
name
sounds.
that. We need to name that on our Comeguo album.
Comeguo. Oh, I don't know. There's got to be better ways to make money.
Yeah, but if it's going to make money, you'll do it.
God, he's just so
Got you right in the belly.
vicious today.
He really is.
Vicious. Here I am, just nice, dressed nice.
Again,
Here.
she's not denying the allegation. She's just calling me names.
Yeah, you're just me. Yeah.
Hey, Billy, why don't we tell them what we're about, man? So we're here to welcome you to the Madhouse Chronicles. It's a talk show with myself, Billy Morrison. And me, Ozzy Osbourne. This man, Prince of Darkness. And we watch and react to the maddest internet clips. What do we discuss, Ozzy? Drugs, rock and roll, aliens, all that kind of shit. Drugs, rock and roll, aliens, and all that kinds of shit. Come and join Ozzy and myself. Visit osbornemediahouse.com to get special access to... Come on! What do you say? Do you think it's the wildest show on the internet?
Hey, it's Kim Commando today. We are so glad that you're here. And I really appreciate your support because, with Andrew being so mean to me, it's really nice to have like a whole family of people that are here.
It is true.
Self-confidence would be in the toilet.
Oh,
if it
yeah.
was just you.
If it wasn't for the community lifting her up,
Yes.
I would just be holding her down.
I have a sensitive ego.
Really?
That laugh.
Ego? A sensitive ego?
Sure.
Probably not. I don't know. I mean, it's like right before I came on the podcast, I had to call Barry.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, that tech update script that you wrote for Monday is just not going to work.
No?
No. And
Was he mad?
He was mad. He was mad.
He thought he was done.
And I said, no. I said, you know what? After I get done with the podcast, I'll just write something new. I'll do it.
No, you can't. I'll do it. You're busy.
You're very busy. Very busy. Very busy. All right. So what do you have for us, Al?
Oh, reading. I've been reading up a storm. Seriously, I put down at least a book a week, maybe more.
So do I.
Do you?
Pick it up, put it right down. Don't read a word in it.
Okay, I have a couple tricks. First, if you're spending a bunch of money, if summer's the time you like to read to and you look at audiobook prices and it's like, okay, these are what, $15, $20. So are ebooks. They're so expensive. Please stop. You need to be using the Libby app. This is what I use. So if you have a library card, it connects with your library. You can get any books. Sometimes the waiting lists are long for good books or like really popular books, but it's fine.
Yeah, that's
It'll
because
eventually come up.
people don't realize that even though it's a digital version of the book,
Yeah, it's a copy that they...
it's not like unlimited.
Yes.
Right, you're checking it out. And once
Although-
it's checked out, it's out.
A new thing in Libby at least with the Phoenix Library, and I'm sure a lot of libraries are doing this, they are doing with really popular titles, they will do unlimited downloads. So it's
nice.
like maybe a month or a couple weeks where anybody can download it. So they do that with books where it's like everyone wants to read this.
Have you
and they
ever
can't.
been inside the Phoenix Library?
Yeah.
Have
It's
you?
nice.
Yeah, the one on Thomas.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's nice.
it's a beautiful building.
Oh, it's a beautiful building. But there's a lot of weirdos walking around in there.
Well, Kim, it's the public library, of course. This is why we
It's
use
not the Four
Libby.
Seasons.
No, but I mean, like there are people like looking at the DVDs, and you're like, ooh, that's disgusting.
What you looking for, bud?
Yeah.
Speaking of DVDs, yes, library is a good place if you want some DVDs, some CDs.
Same app? Do you use the same Libby app to access those?
I don't. Those you got to do through your library's website.
Okay.
Yeah, Libby is
They have
just.
power tools at the
They
library.
even have yes. You can rent tools at a lot
That's
of libraries.
cool.
They have a bunch of free services. A lot of them do like Ancestry.com, Rosetta Stone software that costs a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go to the library to use it, but
It's free.
They have 3D
free.
printers there,
they do.
so you can use that.
Yeah.
I mean, so the library, it was like I took Ian on a field trip.
Mhm.
I'm like, you need a library card. He's like, why? I'm like, you need a library card.
When was this? He was little?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably around, And then subsequently I went to the Phoenix Library, I don't know, probably like 5 years ago, because I just wanted to see what it looked like on the inside. I was driving down Central. 'Cause
Yeah.
Central, oh my gosh. I mean, every time you drive down Central in Phoenix,
It's different.
it is.
I know. It's crazy.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's why I was in the library.
It's a
Just
beautiful
looking around.
library.
Yeah.
It's very nice. My other trick for reading a lot, I always have either an audiobook or I always have an audiobook, listen book, and then either an ebook or a physical book. I always am reading 2 at a time. So, yeah, because the physical book or the ebook is the one that's like, okay, I'm going to read this before bed. I'm going to sit down and have some reading time. The audiobook is for chores. It's for your
Okay.
commute. It's for, whenever you have that extra time.
I've never, have you tried audiobooks?
Yeah, I've tried. I
never
Can't
really
get
got
into
into
I
it.
didn't. No.
What's the problem?
I just, the focus isn't there.
Mm.
Like if I'm listening to a podcast or if I'm listening to a radio show, I can tune out, tune back in. I can skip a little bit. I can put my earbud down, talk to the kids, put it back in. What am I missing? A fart joke? With a book, you could be missing a lot of the plot.
That's true.
Context, things you need to
Yes, so
pay
it's for
attention to.
specific things, right? So in the car, I'm not doing a bunch of other stuff.
Right,
I'm
you're
just driving.
focused.
So it's good in the car. Good for my least favorite chore, laundry.
I hate laundry.
I hate laundry so much, but if I have on a really good book, it's not that bad.
I watch soccer during laundry.
Oh, that's nice.
I can do the entire week's worth of laundry in one game of soccer. It's perfect. I have it timed out.
The audiobooks, I know I told you the story, but I'll tell it again because it's so funny. Is that, when I was taking Ian to Boy Scout camp, there was that woman sitting there. Do you remember this?
I don't remember this.
Oh, I
story.
love this.
So I'm taking Ian to Boy Scout camp. And she says, so are you going to be driving Ian and the boys up to Scout camp? And I said, oh, no. I said, my husband's going to drive them up, because I got to do some stuff, but he's going to drive them up. And she's like, oh, well, is there room in your car for my son? And I said, I'm sure there is. I said, we got a big old SUV.
Mhm.
And I said, are you not going? And she said, well, I really don't want anybody in the car with me when I'm driving up.
So she's going to place her child in another car, but yet
Correct.
still go.
Yes.
Okay.
And I said, oh, okay. And I'm like, because I really don't, I'm trying not to engage her in the conversation.
Cool plan.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay.
You
Still
weren't
gotta go.
curious at all?
No. Mm-mm. And she said to me, she actually said, don't you
Remember
want
that sensitive ego she talked about before?
She said, don't you want to know why? And I said, actually, no. I really don't need to know why. And she said, well, I'll tell you.
Because I
Her
want
perception
people to
skills.
know.
Yeah.
She said, I am listening to an adult-only audiobook.
Ooh.
And she said, I don't want the boys to hear. And now I'm looking at her like going like, okay,
Was it 50 Shades of Grey?
yes.
Yeah.
She desperately needed to tell
Yes.
anyone.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And she told me that was even why she was late for the scout meeting. Because she got, as she said, a little hot and bothered.
She had to cool down.
like these people are so weird. People are weird. People are weirdos. So the next day, I don't tell Barry any of this. Nothing. So
Because she didn't care.
Right. She forgot about it 2 seconds after she walked away from the lady.
yeah, whatever. So Barry's loading up the kids, and the woman comes up. She, can I put my son in your SUV? And he's like, fine. And then he says
to her, like, so are you not going?
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Well, actually.
She proceeds to tell him this whole thing about the 50 Shades of Grey audiobook and then, like, winked at him, like, when we get there.
Mr. Gray.
And then Barry called me. He's like, this woman's a nutcase. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't engage with her. That's just...
If you're going to have an affair, don't pick that one.
No, not at all.
You're a podcast listener, and this is a podcast ad. Reach great listeners like yourself with podcast advertising from Libsyn Ads. Choose from hundreds of top podcasts offering host endorsements, or run a reproduced ad like this one across thousands of shows to reach your target audience with Libsyn Ads. Go to libsynads.com now. That's LIBSYN ads.com.
All right, it's Kim Komando today. Just a quick reminder, a few things. Number one is that if you haven't already entered to win that iPhone, winfromkim.com. Winfromkim.com. We're going to be giving away the iPhone in just a few weeks. And let me tell you, there have been a lot of entries, but the odds are still in your favor that you could win.
And all you have to do is sign up for the newsletter.
That's it. That's all.
Nothing to
Sign
lose.
up for the newsletter. Read a couple. That's it.
Winfromkim.com.
You're in.
Andrew does it every week.
And then don't forget is that if you're listening to the audio version, you can actually watch us do the live video feed on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's 11:30 a.m. Pacific time, which is 2:30 p.m. on the East Coast. And if you are that person that wants to ask me, like, so what time does it air in Oklahoma City? You know what? That's up to you to figure out. I think you can do that. Yeah. All right. So, Andrew, what do you got?
There was a house in Massachusetts that unfortunately caught on fire.
Oh, sad.
And there's a lot of damage. According to one of the witnesses, they think it was burning according to the fire department, they believe it was burning for 3.5 hours.
Wow.
Yes.
3.5 hours? Dang.
Started in the garage, then moved throughout the house, thousands of dollars in damages.
Yeah.
And when the fire department was there, after they had put out the fire, they asked, do you have any cameras? Is there any way we can look at the cameras so we can figure out what the source of the fire was? And they're like, yeah, we've got a couple in the garage, we've got a couple in the front, a couple in the back. And so when they were reviewing the footage, this is what they saw.
20 minutes after the first wisps of smoke, an Amazon driver opens the garage door to drop off a package. The driver walks through the smoke, sets down the box, backs up again, pauses, then eventually shuts the garage door and just leaves.
No.
My gosh.
Didn't call 911. Didn't call the police, did not contact a neighbor or a homeowner, delivered the package, walking through the smoke.
That's the most egregious, like, not my problem I've ever seen.
Took a picture. Hey, package is delivered. It'll be barbecued in about a half an hour.
Was there, like, smoke in the picture?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh.
I
They
can't
walked
believe
through
that.
the smoke to deliver the package.
Okay, when does fire training start at Amazon delivery school?
Seriously. Just call the police.
The guy actually walked through the smoke
Yes.
and dropped off the package.
Would have saved the entire house. This was 20 minutes in. Because remember, all of this is on video.
Yeah.
They've got everything recorded. This was 20 minutes into the fire. And it burned for 3.5 hours. Could have saved that house just by calling 911. You don't even have to hang around. Just
No.
get in your truck. 911, there's a fire at this house I was just at. Have a good one.
Maybe he was listening to 50 Shades of Grey.
That's true.
He was too distracted.
Yeah,
he
I
thought
can't-
it was from him.
I don't have time for police. This is just so spicy.
Now, do you know why H2O is on the outside of a fire hydrant?
I don't.
Why
Do you know why?
Why?
Because of the K9P on the fire hydrant. Because there's also K9.
I mean, I understand they're all words, and I know those words are all being put into sentences.
It's not great, Andrew.
Okay.
Okay, well, maybe I said the joke wrong.
No, I don't think you did.
No, let me try again.
All right, take two.
All right. If H2O...
There it is.
All right. If H2O is on the inside...
There it is. Hey, we got it. We
K9P.
figured it out.
Okay, let's do it again.
All right, everybody calm down. We're
Okay.
going to do a second take.
Okay, if H2O is on the inside of the fire hydrant,
Right.
what's on the outside of the fire hydrant?
No idea.
K9P.
Oh, my goodness.
Can we edit that in post?
Knee slapper.
Okay, I messed up the joke.
You royally did.
It
Sorry.
happens.
Thank you, Al.
You're welcome.
This program is a copyrighted production of Westar Multimedia Entertainment and protected by the copyright laws. Any rebroadcast or use of this program for commercial, business, economic, or financial purposes without the written permission of Westar Multimedia Entertainment is strictly prohibited.